Hi everybody and welcome to another edition of Flower Friday. This week we are going to be making an EK Success flower using this punch. This is a requested video. Somebody had asked me to do a tutorial on how to use these punches. There are several different designs. I think there are 4 or maybe 5 that can be used to create these flowers. And you'll use these punches and what you'll end up with is something that looks like this. Now, I have to say, I have to eat my words a little bit because at first I didn't like these flowers, but that's because I wasn't doing them correctly. I was only using 1 layer of paper, and you really need to make sure that you use 2 because if you don't use 2, the flower is not full enough. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. For today's project, what you're going to need is one of the EK Success punches for the flowers. These are the 3D flowers. You're going to need 2 papers or 1 double-sided so that you can use the back as well. Today we're going to be using these My Mind's Eye Lost and Found collection, and we're going to use this glittered flower or this glittered paper and then also this newsprint design. You're going to need hot glue. You will definitely need hot glue for this because it needs a strong adhesion. And then if you want to use to adhere these 2 pieces of paper together, you can use an ATG gun or whatever kind of glue you want to use. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that you need to do is punch out your papers. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with that. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your punch, and I like to start in the middle, okay? And it doesn't matter where, it doesn't matter if you're even or not, you're not going to be able to tell. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and start right here, and I'm just going to punch across. And you will need to lift your punch up probably when you get to the middle because you're going to have a lot of these, all of the things that are punching out are going to be laying underneath the punch. And it won't punch properly on the last couple if you don't take those out because it gets all of this stuff here, if you can see that, it gets built up underneath. So you just go ahead and just remove that and just start again. And there's a guide here on the side, and I'm sure you guys have used these before. They're like a Martha Stewart punch, the border punches. You just use the guide as you go along to make sure that you're staying lined up. Okay. All right, so I've got 1 of my borders done. Now you have to do 2 of each, okay, because you're going to need to hook these 2 together, okay, so that you have about 24 inches of strip. If you don't want to make that big of a flower, this large of a flower, then you can try and only use 1. I haven't had great success with that. I just don't think it comes out looking full enough. So we'll just continue on punching out our flower. And please don't think that these are hard to punch. They're not. I'm very, very tired today. I don't feel like I have much strength. I did a big workout yesterday, and I am paying the price for it today. Okay. Now, if you get one of these little pieces of paper here where it looks like you were off a little bit on your punch, just pull it off. It doesn't matter. Okay, so now I have my 2 strips of that paper. Now I need to go on and do 2 strips of the other paper as well. And you'll see how this all hooks together in just a few minutes. So we'll go ahead and we'll make our punches for this paper. That other paper that I was using was also pretty thick, probably as thick as you want to use with this punch. And the reason it's thick is because it has all that glitter on it, but it does make a really pretty flower. Oh, the price we pay for pretty flowers, right? Okay, so there's 1 of them. Okay, and then let me go ahead and just punch out the next one. You know what? I need to get all my stuff out from underneath here because I can tell that I've got too much. It's gotten very cold here in Illinois. Today I don't think the high even got to, I want to say like 58 maybe. So when you're used to it being warm and humid, and then it drops down to not warm and humid, it makes a big difference in how you feel for sure. Now you're going to notice something here with this, because my punches were a little off, and you're going to see how you can tell in the bottom here, in the border bottom. Now, if you were going to use this just like this on a layout or on a project, of course, you would not want to use this one because it is not perfect and it's not the same distance from the bottom to the top of the little bottom portion of the design. Since we're going to be attaching this to the back of this paper here, it isn't going to matter one bit, so you can go ahead and use it. So just keep that in mind. You don't have to worry about being absolutely perfect with this flower punch. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my ATG gun and I'm just going to run some adhesive all the way down the bottom here. Okay, and this is of the one that you want to be the pop portion of your flower. You know, if it has a really pretty design or a great color or something like that. Okay, so I'm just going to run my adhesive right down the side, or right down the bottom here. Okay, and then I'm going to attach it to my newsprint. Okay, and what you want to make sure that you do here is you want to make sure that you alternate the petals. Okay, I'll show you what I mean by that in just a second. Let me get this down. Okay, and you'll notice how it doesn't matter if it's straight or not. Okay, it doesn't matter if the bottoms are the same right here, because that's all going to be on the bottom of the flower and you're never going to see it. Okay, so when I say alternate the petals, you'll want the top petal to be in the middle of two of the bottom petals. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the same thing for this other one. Okay, I'll just put my, maybe I'll put my adhesive down. Doesn't look like it's sticking. I think I might have gotten a bad roll of ATG tape because this one has been a little hard to maneuver. Plus, see how it's been doing that? I have it attached correctly, but it just seems like this portion of the tape just keeps pushing up. And when it does that, it makes my alignment on the bottom here not right. So I don't really know what to do. And you can tell that it's not rolling up correctly. Oh, I tell you, this ATG tape, I love the gun. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and set this aside because I'm going to have to break it and start over. That's a story for another day. Okay, so let's go ahead and attach this to here. Oops, I got a little stray. All right, just make sure again that you alternate the petals. Okay, now this is where the fun begins. What we're going to do is we're going to roll this flower. Now, you don't have to roll it up on anything, and I just used something just to get it started because I like for it to be round. And if I were to start this with just my fingers, I don't think it would be round. I think it would come out more square or flat. So you're going to roll to the center, okay? So what I mean by that is you're going to start at one end and you're going to roll in so that the part of the paper that you want to be facing out for your flower is actually rolled up in the middle of this little flower roll per se that we're going to be making right now. Because then when we get to the end, we're going to unfold it. And then you'll see how all of the papers or whatever that you want showing will be showing. Okay, so let's just go ahead and start here. We're just going to roll this and just concentrate on the bottom and just keep rolling. And once you get it going, just for a couple seconds or a couple turns, you can take out your stick or whatever you've used. And then this is where I recommend the hot glue for sure, because you need something that has a lot of hold. I'm just going to put a little dab of glue there, and then I'm just going to continue to roll. And then when I get about halfway through this particular paper or this particular punch, I'm going to put another dab of hot glue. So right about here, I'm going to put another dab of hot glue. And this is just to make sure that my flower does not unroll at all. Okay, so then I'm just going to keep rolling this up. And then when I come to the end, of course, I'll put some more hot glue so it's adhered very nicely. And we'll do just enough all the way down the side here, just so I know that that paper isn't going to go anywhere. Okay, so after one, this is what we have. Okay, this is what it looks like. You can see how big on the bottom it is already. And then if you look at this one, this is the finished flower, you can see how big it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and attach that next one. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to attach with hot glue. All right, and we'll just keep rolling around. Okay, and we'll do it again. Just put some right here in the center, and then just roll right up into that. Keep rolling until we get to the end. And then we're going to make sure that we put just, enough hot glue here on the bottom that it will really adhere nicely. Okay, and I'm just going to hold that down. All right, so now our flower looks like this. All we need to do now is just take our fingers and just start rolling or coming all the way around the flower and just pulling our petals down. Okay, it's really easy. And the flower really does come out looking very nice. And if you wanted to, if you don't like the look of just the flat petals like this, take a skewer or your paper piercer and roll the edges. You don't have to do it on all of them, just a couple will make a nice impact. Okay, so we'll just keep pulling these down. You don't have to do them one by one, except for on the bottom. I recommend doing the ones on the bottom one by one. So then you get good placement. And then if you want to go 2 or 3 at a time on the rest of them, it's okay. But I recommend that toward the bottom or the first few layers that you do, you definitely only take them out one by one. Okay. And then we're going to be coming close to the center here. And right here is my center. Now I need to find something that I want to put for the middle here. And since this has a lot of glitter, I think we need to go something that's nice and blingy. So I'm going to get my jar of bling here, and I'm going to find one that's pretty in the center, and this one is right here. I'm going to put some hot glue on the bottom. And then I'm going to center that right in the center. Okay, so that's what you end up with. There's your 2 flowers. Aren't they pretty? I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video and that you'll comment if you have any questions, and if you have any suggestions for any future Flower Fridays, please let me know. I also want to take a minute to direct you guys to my last video for My Memories. If you'd like to go take a look at that video and then go to my blog, I'm having a giveaway there of the My Memories software. It is a fabulous program, and I highly recommend it. So go check it out, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.